The story begins with the owner of Hanhao Group, Pansu, who lives a luxurious but loveless life. In reality, Pansu married his wife, Xiaoyan, only because of her father's business. On the other hand, Xiaoyan had never worked a day in her life, yet she believed she had full rights over all the money. When Pansu reached his office, he learned about a carpenter who was refusing to vacate his shop. But Pansu needed that shop at any cost for his next project. So he ordered his trusted man, Mr. Bang, to get that shop vacated by any means. Meanwhile, the carpenter named Junkie was very nervous because he knew that Pansu's men could arrive at his shop at any moment. And soon after, Mr. Bang arrived with his men and told Junkie, "Either sign the papers willingly, or I'll cut off your hands and make you sign myself." Out of fear, poor Junkie ended up signing. Meanwhile, Pansu went to eat at his favorite restaurant. Coincidentally, a boy named Dong Hyeon was also eating there, sitting right next to him. But when Dong Hyeon went to pay the bill, he suddenly remembered that he had left his wallet at home. However, instead of getting angry, the restaurant owner told Dong Hyeon that Pansu would be paying for his meal today. Hearing this, Pansu felt a little strange, but he still paid the boy's bill. After that, the woman promised Pansu that he would soon receive a reward for his good deed. A little while later, Dong Hyun was climbing to the corner of a building, trying to retrieve a shoe. Just as he reached the shoe, he suddenly slipped and fell straight down, landing directly on top of Pansu, who was standing below. Sometime later, when Pansu opened his eyes, a nurse called him child, which felt very strange to him. As soon as Pansu stepped out of his room, he saw his own body lying on the other hospital bed, which left him completely shocked. Before he could understand what was happening, the carpenter Junkie hugged him tightly, calling him his son. Pansu had no idea what was going on, but when he looked at himself in the mirror, he realized that his soul had entered Dong Hyun's body, and now he had become the son of the same man he had once threatened to cut off the hands of. Noticing Pansu's changed behavior, the doctor told Junkie that his son was suffering from retrograde amnesia. Hearing this, Pansu immediately remembered the restaurant owner, and then he immediately rushed to the restaurant to meet her. But when he got there, he found out that the restaurant had been permanently shut down. Meanwhile, Pansu's biggest enemy went crazy with joy when he heard about the accident. He decided to take advantage of this opportunity and made up his mind to finish Pansu. That evening, Pansu returned to his home, but Xiaoyan refused to recognize him. And when Pansu tried to explain things to her, saying, "You crazy woman, I'm your husband," Xiaoyan called security and had him handed over to the police. On the other hand, Junkie couldn't understand why his son was behaving so strangely. But since Dong Hyun was a minor, the police let him go without any action. Pansu was desperate to return to his original body, so he went back to the hospital and started jumping on Dong Hyun's body in an attempt to switch back. Just then, Mr. Bang arrived and dragged him away from there. After being humiliated by his own servant, Pansu returned to his new home, which was very small. But right now, he had many problems to deal with. A little while later, when he sat down to eat, he realized that being in Dong Hyun's body made him feel extremely hungry. Junkie believed that Dong Hyun had fallen from the building because of some troublemaking kids. So the next day, they went to meet the principal to talk about the incident. But the principal claimed that there were no such troublemakers in their school who would bully Dong Hyun to the point that he'd fall off the roof. However, Pansu knew clearly that the principal was lying, and now he was determined to uncover the truth behind the incident. As soon as he entered the classroom, Pansu noticed a few boys who immediately started making fun of him. By now, Pansu had understood that Dong Hyun was a very quiet and shy kind of boy, which is why he was often bullied at school. Later, during lunch break, some troublemaking kids were seen harassing a girl named Young. Seeing this, Pansu tried to stop the boys, which led their leader, Tae-wook, to start arguing with him. But before things could escalate, their class teacher arrived, forcing Tae-wook to back off. After school, Tae-wook and his gang once again tried to fight Pansu, but this time, Pansu slapped them all one by one and took them down easily. That same day, Tae-wook and his friends were bullying another student in the bathroom when Pansu showed up. Seeing him there, Tae-wook and his gang got so scared that Pansu even took Tae-wook's phone with him for the day. After reaching home, Pansu noticed a video on the phone. In it, Tae-wook and his friends were bullying Dong Hyun, forcing him to climb the wall, which led to him falling straight on top of Pansu. The next morning, Tae-wook's leader was scolding him for giving his phone to Pansu. Just then, Pansu arrived and calmly told the leader not to bother anyone again. Since Pansu had the video as proof, the leader had no choice but to quietly agree. Meanwhile, Pansu's wife, Xiaoyan, took advantage of her husband's condition and started having affairs with young men. This news soon reached Pansu's biggest enemy, Mr. Bang, who then teamed up with Xiaoyan to make a plan to completely ruin Pansu. That same night, Pansu went to the hospital to meet Mr. Bang, and after trying for a long time, he finally managed to tell Mr. Bang the entire truth. The next day, after school, Pansu accidentally bumped into Young, which caused her teddy bear to fall. When Pansu bent down to return the teddy bear and followed followed Yoon. He saw her mother Mi-soon and was completely shocked. Mi-soon was actually Pan-su's first love, whom he had left for Xiaoyan. The moment he saw her, Pan-su called her by her first name, which surprised Mi-soon a lot. After leaving from there, Pan-su started remembering all the moments he had spent with Mi-soon. The next time he met Yu-young, he secretly took a few strands of her hair for a DNA test. The results confirmed that Yu-young was actually his own daughter. As soon as he found out, he rushed to meet Mi-soon and asked her about her life. Upon hearing this question, Mi-soon broke down in tears and told him how she had raised Yu-young all alone because her husband had left them. Meanwhile, Xiaoyan went to her father with some fake reports claiming that Pan-su was misusing company funds. But in reality, she was doing all this on Mr. Bang's instructions. Xiaoyan's father trusted her completely, so he decided that as soon as Pan-su came out of his coma, he would be removed from the company. On the other side, Pan-su joined a gym to spend more time with his daughter. He joined the gym where Yu-young already used to go. In the beginning, Yu-young was suspicious of him, but just as she was about to leave, Mr. Bang, disguised as a trainer, stopped her. After that, for the next several days, Pan-su and Yu-young trained hard together, and soon, Pan-su also managed to lose weight. Everyone at school was shocked to see his new look. One day during lunch, some girls once again tried to bully Yu-young, but this time, she was completely ready, and she taught them a lesson with ease. That evening, Pan-su went again to Mi-soon's restaurant. While they were eating, Mi-soon began talking about her ex-lover, saying she wanted to kill him, and hearing that, Pan-su realized she was talking about him. Meanwhile, Mi-soon was serving food to a customer when the man began misbehaving with her. Seeing this made Pan-su furious. He sent Mi-soon inside and began beating up the rude customer. Mi-soon was left confused by his reaction. Eventually, Pan-su told her everything. At first, Mi-soon couldn't believe him, but after asking several questions, she finally became convinced that Pan-su was telling the truth and that he really was the same Pan-su in Dong Hyeon's body. Right after that, Mi-soon asked Pan-su to leave, just like she had asked him to years ago when he first walked away from her life. The next day at school, a boy named Min-ho invited Yu-young to his birthday party, and she agreed to go. But she had no idea about Min-ho's true intentions. Meanwhile, Pan-su once again went to meet Mi-soon, where she told him that she didn't want to have any relationship with him. But Pan-su wasn't someone who gave up easily. He tried once again to win Mi-soon's heart, and everyone around them was surprised to see his efforts. But suddenly, Mi-soon slapped him and walked away. Still, Pan-su didn't stop following her. Just then, he received a phone call from a friend who told him that Min-ho and his gang were planning to humiliate Yu-young at the party. As soon as Pan-su reached the party, he saw Min-ho and his friends pouring alcohol on Yu-young's head to humiliate her. Seeing his daughter in that state, Pan-su was filled with rage and started beating up Min-ho and all his friends on his own. Everyone at the party was shocked to see this side of Pan-su. The next day, Mr. Bang informed Pan-su about how Xiaoyan was planning to get him removed from the company. As soon as he heard that, Pan-su wrote a letter to Xiaoyan's father, and Mr. Bang was assigned the task of delivering it to the right person. The following day at school, a girl asked Pan-su to go out with her, but he clearly refused. Just then, Yu-young asked him the same question, which surprised Pan-su, and he also firmly said no to her. Meanwhile, Mi-soon found out about this and told Yu-young to stay away from Pan-su. Mr. Bang got scared and ran away. After waking up, Dong Hyeon saw himself in a new body and immediately ran to meet his father, but his father didn't recognize him. Just then, Pan-su also arrived, and after a long explanation, both Dong Hyeon and Junkie finally believed him. Pan-su then asked for Dong Hyeon's help to fix everything. Together, they went to meet Mi-soon and lied to her, saying that they had both returned to their original bodies. While Dong Hyeon was apologizing to Mi-soon, Mr. Bang arrived with his men. Seeing so many men in front of him, Dong Hyeon started crying. Pan-su quickly stepped in, sent both Dong Hyeon and Mi-soon inside, and stood ready to face Mr. Bang. But this time, Mr. Bang was fully prepared, and it was tough for Pan-su to fight all of them alone. Just then, Mi-soon threatened to set the restaurant on fire to scare them away. Hearing that, Mr. Bang and his men ran off. Mi-soon realized that both of them were lying, but still, thinking Dong Hyeon was Pan-su, she opened her heart and shared everything. How she had to raise Yoon all alone without anyone's help, and all the struggles she had to face over the years. Meanwhile, Xiaoyan's father, Mr. Han, found out about her evil plan and her illegal affairs, so he disowned Xiaoyan from his inheritance and called Pan-su to meet him as soon as possible. But Pan-su couldn't go meet Mr. Han in his current form, so he put a listening device in Dong Hyun's ear and sent him to meet Mr. Han on his behalf. At first, the chip worked fine, but when Mr. Han asked about Pan-su's family, the chip stopped working and Dong Hyun had no answer, so he decided to start answering on his own. He said that from now on, he wanted to spend more time with his family, and so he had decided to resign from Han Han Hao Group. Mr. Han, respecting Pan Su's decision, gave him permission to leave. As they stepped outside, Pan Su hugged Dong Hyeon. But suddenly, an angry Xiao Yan hit them with her car. Pan Su was badly injured. While he lay on the hospital bed, Dong Hyeon also fainted shortly after. A little later, Pan Su was taken in for surgery, where he once again encountered the same mysterious woman who had swapped their bodies. 6 months later, when Dong Hyeon returned to school, everyone respected him a lot, and now he and Young were even dating. As for Pan Su, he opened a big restaurant for me soon, where Junkie and Mr. Bang also worked together with her. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.